Hello everyone, welcome back to another patch report. Today we'll be taking a look at the patch that came with Kazuya, that being patch 12.0. Just like last time, I don't have a script this time, so this is going to be a little bit more freeform, so to say. I was actually not really planning on making a video on this patch because it was just kind of underwhelming, generally speaking. But it does have some hitbox changes, and I still have to wait on the visuals for Kazuya anyways, before I can make the hitbox video. So I might as well have a look through these. As always, I'd really recommend you watch the general patch video I made a little while back. A lot of that is still very relevant to this patch. Basically everything in that video I said is still true to some extent. So if you want to know how I generally feel about the patches in Ultimate, that video basically explains everything. Anyways, let's just take it from the top and start with Marth. Now, Marth had 3 moves changed, that being his dash attack, his up tilt, and his down tilt. All of these moves had their tipper hitbox adjusted in some way. On down tilt, the tipper hitbox was made a little bit bigger and the sour spot was made smaller, while on up tilt and dash attack, the sour spot was moved a little bit back, making it easier to land the tipper. They also gave the tipper a little bit more damage and a little bit more knockback, which is nice, I suppose, though again, this is not the first time they've changed Marth's tipper like this. It wasn't super significant last time they did it, and I don't think it's gonna be now either. But as far as changes goes, this one is actually one of the better ones from this patch. Next up is Young Link, who had his second hit of up smash changed a little bit. It now is a little bit more ranged and should combo easier. They also gave Olimar's F smash an additional sweet spot frame, at the cost of a sour spot frame, making the window for a sweet spot a little bit bigger. Don't really know why they felt the need to do this, but I mean, he's gonna take what he can get, I suppose. It's not a huge change, but it could be a little annoying, honestly. Rosalina and Luma's side B was slightly adjusted, and Luma should now properly turn around with the Rosalina when using the move. I didn't really know this was a thing to begin with, but now it isn't anymore, so whatever. All the various Mii fighters had some of their moves adjusted, specifically all of their specials. Across the board, a lot of them were either made a little faster, a little bit more powerful, or had their hitboxes adjusted. Now, I gotta be honest, I don't really know a lot about the Miis in this game, but from what I know, a lot of these specials that did get buffed are not the moves that are the most frequently used and are not considered to be the most optimal ones either. So I have a bit of a hard time imagining that these changes are going to really make these characters much better. But I'll cover them all for the sake of being thorough. Mii Brawler's flashing Mach Punch was given a bit more ranged, with the initial hitbox being a bit bigger, as well as the multi-hits being larger as well. Onslaught was given 0.5 more damage, on the multi-hits now dealing 2% each, while the launcher was giving 2% more damage on the final hit. However, this is offset by a pretty drastic reduction to knockback growth. Despite this though, the move does still kill notably earlier than before. Head-on Assault was given additional shield damage during the falling part of the move, making it easier for the move to break shields. The landing part of the move was also given a bit more knockback as well as an additional hitbox, but the hitbox does not actually ever show up. It's just there in the data, but given how it's programmed, it will never actually materialize, which is odd to say the least. Sword Fighter's Airborne Assault was given a bit more damage, but had its knockback slightly reduced to compensate for it. It still kills a lot earlier though. The final hit of Stone Scabbard was given more damage along with reduced knockback growth. This move also kills earlier in spite of it though. Blade Counter now activates a bit quicker, has intangibility a bit sooner to account for it, and also has less lag after a successful counter. Power Thrust was made faster during startup, now coming out sooner. Laser Blaze's window for continuous attacks is now smaller, or at least that's what I think this means. Lunar Launch was made a bit faster, making it better for recovering and hitting opponents. Cannon Jump Kick was given more intangibility, which I guess it already had. Tells you how much I know about Miis in this game. And lastly, Absorbing Vortex was given less end lag when you stop holding down the move. Again, very minor changes when you look at the greater picture, but I guess Miis kinda were due for some buffs, even if I doubt these will impact them that much. Ryu had his Fire Hadouken changed around a little bit, to make it easier to connect with people who are on the ground, which is good. I always like it when they make moves more consistent, so no complaints from me. Bayonetta had 3 moves changed as well. Her Rapid Jab finisher, her Down Smash, and her Down Special. It now launches slightly farther than before and has a new angle, for whatever that's worth. Her down smash is about 3 frames faster, which is nice I suppose, though the move is still very slow, and lastly Witch Time was buffed in the sense that it makes characters that are slowed down from a projectile be slowed down for longer, which is alright I guess. Banjo and Kazooie had 3 buffs as well, on their up tilt, F smash, and back air. Honestly, these 3 buffs were some of the least significant buffs I think I've ever seen in any patch ever. Like, these are so minuscule that I can't believe they bothered to even do this in the first place. Up tilt has 5 more units of knockback growth, which is the equivalent of basically killing 2% earlier. F smash was given 3 more units, which equivalents about 1% earlier kills on average. And back air had its angle changed, but it was compensated by reducing the knockback growth of the move, meaning that it actually doesn't kill earlier. And that was all the changes for Banjo. It honestly is just nothing. This is a prime example of what I mean by just kind of pointless buffs. Like, this is not going to make Banjo any better. Min Min actually had 3 changes to her, although only 2 are displayed on the website. The unlisted change to Min Min was that her rapid jab was made slightly bigger, and when I say slightly, I really mean it. Although I guess you could technically count this as a buff, even though I really don't think you're gonna feel much of a difference with this one. Her up smash was changed in 3 ways. It was made 1 frame slower, and as a result it also makes the reflection a little slower, as well as a little bit less knockback on the move in general. They also made it so her up special has 2 more extra frames before she can grab the ledge with her tether, going from frame 7 to 9. Again, these 2 changes are kind of really minuscule in my opinion. I've seen a lot of people who wanted Min Min to be nerfed, thinking this is a pretty great nerf, though I suspect these 2 changes will hardly matter, generally speaking. Pyra and Mythra are the last ones to get changed. Pyra had 2 moves changed. The second hit of her jab should now connect a little bit better, which apparently must have been a problem, I guess. They also slightly adjusted the jostle on their F smashes, or at least that's what I think they mean when they say reduce the detection for pushing opponents while charging, as that would fit that description. They also made her directional air dodge have slightly less tangibility. I don't really know if this also affects her foresight. The patch notes don't really specify. Her second jab was also changed in the same way as Pyra's, with it now having a little bit more hits done on the tipper. And lastly, her neutral special was changed so that it now actually affects the opponent's weight. Previously, this move ignored weight, meaning that it would just kill any character at the same percent regardless of how heavy they were, which made it so that heavier characters got killed at percentages they probably shouldn't have, which is why I guess they changed it. And that was pretty much all the changes. This patch was really nothing special if I have to be honest. While some of the changes were kind of okay, a lot of these changes are really not that significant. But then again, I didn't really expect anything else than this anyways. It's always nice when they fix moves that are a little inconsistent, like with the Fireball and Youngling's up smash, but as far as all these buffs go, they usually just miss the mark. But anyways, that about does it for this patch report. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.